Okay, so now we are into the depths of really, really taking the steps that we've done with laying out the year, laying out the blocks. Now we are details, details, details. So it is really my hope that you have more than one day for this portion, because it's going to take you a couple of days. And now if you're watching this video and you really want to, it's Friday and you want to start school on Monday, then that day is going to have to be Saturday. And I'm just going to let you know your butt is going to be kicked by the time you go to bed. I want you to take your time though and be very thorough. It's better to be thorough than it is to not have it fully done. And just because it will come through in your teaching. So I would rather have you set back your start day, back a couple more days than I would have you rush through it. So if you haven't already set your start date and you're getting ready to jump into this portion, I would set your start date so that you can take the time, pick some times between now and that start date to really hone some of the things that you need to do. Now, if you're coming to Waldorf late and you don't know how to paint, don't know how to draw, that's okay. Okay, I really suggest what you do is pick one thing and then you layer it in. So you pick one thing, you do that really well, and then you pull in something else and you learn that. So when are you learning those things? Maybe you've got 3 kids or 5 kids and you just don't know when you're going to do it. This is why I preach to get up before your children. I am doing my paintings and my drawings before my kids get up. And that way it's done. And I can set it aside and I have it for our lessons. Now I tend to do several at a time. It's best to have like a really good planning where you can get all of them done at once and then you can put them aside and you have them on lesson days. So if you are confused, if you're watching this and you're like, I don't even know what this lady's talking about, I want you to go to our Monday videos. And in our Monday videos, we have a video on the art curriculum. We have a video on the writing portion, the reading portion, all the pieces of main lesson. We have Monday videos in the free section where we explain all of that. So then if you have more questions, please feel free to message me. Again, the curriculum is laid out really well if you're using our curriculum. If you're not using our curriculum, you'll have more depth that you'll have to go to because we're probably laid out the best of anybody with regards to going all the way down to the details. And so if you're not using our curriculum, shame on you for one. But for 2, if you're not using our curriculum, just know that you'll have more planning to do. And so this month or this day is really all about detailed block planning and then the dailies. So the detailed block planning, you're taking it from the block pages that you did, and you're then moving them to this page where you've got the block, and then you're breaking it into 4 weekly segments. And sometimes our blocks are 6 weeks. Generally, the ones that we write are 3 to 4. But sometimes you have 6 weeks. Like in first grade, you have longer blocks with the language arts blocks and things like that. So you can use a couple of pages to do this part and, scribble them in and change it. Instead of week 1, it says week 4 or 5 or whatever. So, definitely take the time to then write out, then this is what you're trying to accomplish each week. But this, again, is not details. This is what you're trying to accomplish each week. So by the end of maybe week 1, you want to have these 2 letters, learned. And then, but you're not talking about how you're doing it. That's the next planning. But you're taking it from the larger block piece and you're starting to break it down. This is the process that helps you not get so overwhelmed. This is the process that helps you sort of see it from beginning to end, where you're not sort of trying to cram it all in. This allows you to have a smooth lessons. And so now we're going to move on to the next, which are the dailies. So this is you would put 1 week's worth of lessons here on one daily page. So you've got daily plans for, so you write your child's name, the week that you're planning them. And I do this, I do all of this planning in advance so that I've got them. I usually do, when I do my summer planning, I plan out the whole year, all the blocks, but the dailies, the details, I plan from September to December. That way, if there's any lag or anybody got really sick and we had to take a couple of weeks off, then we're not so super far behind. Then during that break that we usually have in America on Thanksgiving, you could do this over Christmas break too. Then I plan January to May. and in the details. But you remember, I've already got the big work done, so I'm just like breaking it down even more. So that's sort of how I go about making sure that if we have holes, or maybe we decide we want to take a vacation and we're going to be gone for a week or whatever, that we aren't too far behind on the plan. So anyways, you're back to this. So we've got our handwork focus for the week, our foreign language focus for the week, any other goals that you have for the week. Where it says this week's goals, I'm thinking about non-school goals generally. Like maybe my goal is that I want a certain child to make sure that they get the dishwasher unloaded in less than 40 minutes. Maybe that's my goal for the week, that they're really working on that. And then that means that I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about, okay, how are we going to work on that chore? How are we going to hone that and make it better? Why is it taking 40 minutes? I'm like really thinking about that. So I might not fill in this week's goal portion until the Sunday before the week that I'm teaching. In fact, that's usually when I end up doing it. Also put the music lessons in here, any songs that we're working on singing. And I want you to know that if you're coming late and you're looking at this and you're thinking, holy cow, I cannot even fathom doing music right now. Take a deep breath. You don't have to do everything at the beginning. Layer it in. I've said that before. Layer it in, each piece by piece, and it will help you. It will also help you really learn things and really get very confident about things before you sort of move on. And then this big blank space, I usually just label it day 1, and I write all of the things for day 1. Day 2, in fact, I'll show you last year's journal. That was this year's journal. Last year's journal looks like this. So it's kind of messy. I color code my kids, so it's easier that way for me. It's easier when I'm looking at their lessons. Sam really likes orange, so his is always in an orange pen. Soraya really likes pink. She's always in a pink pen. Ellie really likes blue. Hers always in a blue pen. So then it's really easy. I can open it up and I know whose lessons they are. So this is Sam's lessons in January of 2018. So I write the date and the day of the week. And in our case, Dad teaches like at least one day a week, and then I teach the other 2 days generally. So I'll write who it is that's teaching. That way, when he and I are doing our lesson planning, we know which ones are ours and which ones are not. So then I'll write what he's reading that day, all of the things I want him to get accomplished. I wanted him, on January 8th, I wanted him to read, to do his German lesson, and then we were doing a main lesson, and that was a review, and then he was doing a new lesson. I think this was a math block. And then up here I've got his music that he was working on and his handwork project. So then, I've got all of the days listed in here. Now we school 3 days a week, and we have a video on that if you're doing 4 days a week. I know our curriculum is written for a 4-day school week. We used to school that way. We used to school 4 days, but we have so many other things that we're doing. We have a co-op that takes up a full school day, and they like to go to the library and the museums with their dad on one day. So we are doing that broken down into 3 days, and we have a blog post on that and also a video on that if you'd like to learn how to break the 4 days down into 3. So I think that's it for this segment. I hope that you're not overwhelmed. I just want you to take a deep breath. Like I said, this one is probably going to take you at least 8 hours, if not more. If you can take a whole weekend to do this part, please do. It will help you out. Make sure that you get up and walk around. Make sure that you've got plenty of food and you're not hungry or hangry, because that will really hamper you when you're working on this. Make sure that you are not easily distracted. Often when we hop online to hunt something down, we also get distracted by things. So, definitely take the time that you need to work on these lessons. And if you have questions, let me know.